Hello everybody, my name is Keen, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Now, in the last episode, we attended the party. I don't think that we actually had any food. I know some people did. But, long story short, Byakuya was murdered. I was hoping that he was going to make it at least farther than the first murder because he survived the last game. But regardless, he's dead. So now, I'm not even going to drag it out. It's time for the first class trial of the series. Monokuma Rock. Something's shaking. This is dangerous. Everyone, please get down. Okay, I was lied to. I was promised an elevator, not an escalator. So something came out. Could it be, is he telling us to enter it?
What?
Suspicious aura, even Crimson Steel Elephant Mega Z is trembling with fear. Oh, this is totally suspicious.
Hey!
Forgive me, seriously, just forgive me already. Hey, why don't we just stop here? I mean, none of this is real anyways. Look, like not even remote.
Wait, no way!
There's no way. There's just no way we'll find the killer.
Stupid!
Complaining won't get us anywhere. If you're really a man, then man up for God's sake. We've come this far. We've got no choice but to keep moving forward. You're right. There's nowhere for us to run. We need to do it. If that's what everyone's decision, I'll just follow you guys.
Yep.
If this is a radio game and have a very high difficulty level, let's do our best to clear the game. Shaking with fear and nervousness, I hesitantly lifted my feet and stepped onto the escalator. I won't think anymore. If I think, I'll run away. All I could do was stare upwards intensely as the escalator carried me. And when we reached, and we each of us entered Monokuma Rock. Nam. Okay, that was a bit dramatic.
Huh?
This is an elevator. I see, this entire rock is an elevator. Once again, Monokuma is doing what he pleases. However, if he's gone this far and made something like this, I don't think he's playing around. Even so, we're going pretty deep. You're right. I heard an unnerving chattering around inside my head. I soon realized it was the sound of my teeth. All I could do was purse my lips tightly so everyone else couldn't hear it. There we were, listening to unpleasant roars as the elevator plunged deeper and deeper into the earth. How far is this thing going? Some time passed before the elevator finally finished descending, and then the elevator door slowly opened.
Welcome!
Okay, welcome. This is the class trial. How do you like it? It's a special place that will decide your fates.
Like you?
What the hell is he thinking? He's locking this in. Dude, a place like this.
Don't fuck with me!
Complain all you like, I'm used to it by now. Come on, you're wasting your time and energy. Hurry up and take your seats where your names are written. It looks like everyone knows. Even if we try to resist, it won't change a thing. Just as Monokuma ordered, we all walked towards the seats we had been assigned. From this point on, we need to find out who killed Byakuya. The ultimate affluent prodigy, Byakuya Togami. He was overly critical, arrogant, and condescending, but he also had a strong sense of responsibility. As we were panicking, he accepted his role as leader and tried his very best to keep us together. A guy like him got murdered. The person who did it is one of us. I can't believe it. There's no way I can believe it. But if it's really true, we need to find out by any means possible, because that's our only option. There is no way for us to survive unless we sacrifice the killer. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Yeah, why not? I didn't get that option last time.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Motivate.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Such a cruel rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you. Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry. I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course.
You hate me that much?
Now, let's begin.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
Were you even listening to the rules?
Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall, huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
Huh? What does that mean?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds?
Huh. The most pressing issue on our minds?
Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath the table.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
We can start with that, but ultimately we need to find out who murdered him. If we can't do that, no, thinking about if is a waste of time. We have to do this, no matter what. So the class trial has finally started. From this point on, I will provide simple tutorials at every important moment. I'm sorry, but please excuse my ear-tainting rudeness. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, all of your classmates will speak one after another without any breaks. It's up to you to reveal any lies or mistakes contained within their statements. This means you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Out of all the truth bullets you find during your investigation, only the relevant ones will be loaded into the truth cylinder. I remember this! Use the mouse to move to the reticle. Hit fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and choose your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during the argument, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
Huh? Why? Obviously by hiding the body. They tried to delay its discovery! Like a dog burying a bone!
What he said was strange. It clearly contradicts the information that I know.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there. No, that's wrong.
I don't think the killer moved the body.
Huh? Why?
Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table. Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body.
Oh, and here I thought I had a genius idea.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
I respond better to praise, you know.
But if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
That's kind of what you just
So
said.
Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed. Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
Not really.
The hell he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean he'd dive under the table.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
Oh, it's gotta be that.
I can prove it
Yep.
with this. It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Yeah, that was it.
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there. So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items. So I cannot think, but how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment. Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
This is almost like a real trial!
No matter how many weak spots there are, there will be only one lie or contradiction to debate at a time. This means that there will also be false weak spots. If you shoot a false weak spot with a truth bullet, not only will you fail to refute what he said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. If your influence gauge reaches 0, you will fail, so please be extra careful. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or mistakes. Also, if you concentrate by holding down the space key, you can progress the argument side. Oh, I forgot about that! Use it whenever you feel like the statements are moving too fast for you to aim. However, this does not consume the focus gauge, so please be, this does consume the focus gauge, so please be careful. You can press the escape key during the argument controls, well, good luck and have fun. Make your argument. Knife, bloodstained the table, got 4 8 10. Oh, Jesus Christ. Night vision goggles.
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table during the blackout.
That sounds correct.
Okay, that's
If
correct.
that's the case... During the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my food. Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
That's a lie. It's not a lie, it's incorrect.
No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus. No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
Why would you think that? Just between you and me, I was also surprised. Just kidding. I'm sorry. Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you will go into a one-on-one debate called a rebutual showdown. At this mode, you will have to counter what the other person claims, draw out their weak spots, and argue against them. Please counter the other person's remarks with WASD keys. Based on the shape of their remarks, it is important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways, or diagonally. And based on that, you can steer the debate's mood to your advantage. I don't remember anything like this in the first game. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, it will skew towards their advantage. At the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, a number that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. This is the number of times you can cut remarks during the one round of the debate. You will lose counts of sharpness even if you miss, so be careful. When the mood skews to your advantage, for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. This means the conversation will develop. If that happens, you will eventually divulge some weak spots. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood towards the other party's advantage, plus it's going to be very big. Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the left mouse button. Of course, you don't have the correct truth blade, you will not be able to cut an opponent's remark. Truth blade, I'm terribly sorry, it appears that it has been a delay in contacting you. I will make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. That's about it. There won't be any other changes to your handbook menu, only the name of the change, but just like a change you feel is important. If you're about to escape here, then just means you know, good luck, have fun. Okay, that was definitely...
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Damn it!
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Damn it!
What?
If you just use common sense.
I don't understand this at all.
The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I am so confused. I don't know what I'm doing.
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I did everything.
Damn it!
I am so
If you just use common
confused.
sense. If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I can't back down!
What? What is going
If you just
on?
use the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Can't back down! Where's your proof that the killer used them?
I don't like
Because
this.
if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles weren't planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Oh no, it was the Duralium case.
Crap!
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles weren't planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words!
God. I've never done anything like that before. That was...
Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party. We found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well. Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Then, was that knife inside the case too? If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? Times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Ooh, you totally mean that in a perverted way.
God, my freaking trust meter is so low already.
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found. Huh? Duct tape? They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That's true. He went above and beyond, being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as
That
well.
would be the death threat.
It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
He probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
You think so too, right, Hajime?
You were with me, of course I do.
I can prove it with this. Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
Be careful. The first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
Hey, what the hell is this? Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage. It looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
Those are still lies.
Doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter. What do you mean? By gathering everyone in one place. He tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act. But the letter might have been just a little prank. As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, a strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
So, he tried to do something about it.
I see. A strong sense of responsibility as our leader.
Keep accidentally double-clicking and skipping through phrases.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Well, obviously, the killer.
The killer. Is it really one of us? Who is it? Among us, who's the one? Who killed Byakuya?
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
But I still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya. There's no way I can believe that yet.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
What is it, Miss Sonia?
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles. But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
No, the killer definitely used the mark. Yeah, it was the glowing paint on the tape. And because of this mark, the killer was able to get to the knife under the table in its hands. Glowing.
I see! What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance?
But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
They had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark.
Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker. Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for two glasses wearers?
I'm not the killer. Oh, I guess she's not.
How can you believe her so easily?
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
I don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
Tripping the breaker directly from the office, Peko was the one who caused the blackout. Is that really what happened? Oh god, not again. After this debate, blue-colored weak spots will start appearing. If we call the weak spots you've seen up until now argue spots, the blue-colored weak spots will be called agree spots. When shooting agree spots, you need to flip your way of thinking. Instead of arguing that the other person's testimony contains lies or mistakes, please fire the truth bullets that prove the other person's testimony is correct. When your truth bullets merge with their weakness, it will become logically a sound agreement. Isn't it a little hot in here? From now on, you must infer whether it's best to argue or agree based on what's being debated. If you press escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh boy. Make your argument. Oh crap.
Since Peko was in the office, she could have caused the blackout at any time.
That's impossible.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
What happened to your guard duty?
Sorry.
Oh, you weren't in the office? That's clearly a desperate excuse.
That's how just from listening to Peko's testimony, it's not weird to doubt her. But I feel like I spoke to someone during the investigation who totally backs up the testimony. I don't remember. Well, that's not helpful. Since Peko was in the office,
she could have caused the blackout at any time.
That's impossible.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
maybe that? No.
I agree with that.
No, I think Peko is telling the truth.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Peko.
It's nothing like that at all. Nikomaru's account is actually Peko's alibi.
Wait, did I get that right? I've been trying to use it. Okay, so yeah, I got that right. Cool.
It's true.
Someone was occupying
the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started. And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Everyone else besides Peko was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Peko.
I guess that would be true.
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier!
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit. Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners? Or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Don't worry. The smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me.
I said it's fine.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach. Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Hey, how did it feel to do your business in the dark? Did you
God.
excited? Seriously, stop.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
I see. That might have happened.
The question is whether Peko's stomach ache was a coincidence or if someone intentionally caused it. Depending on the answer, the outcome. Oh, turned into Rick for a second.
Just take these shoes, Morty. They're special grappling shoes.
The outcome of this trial could change drastically. Oh boy, here we go again. So I'm gonna say the AC timer.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right?
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious!
I wouldn't do anything like that. Laxatives would ruin the taste.
Alright, so
Did you
it
eat
was
anything weird?
Party dishes.
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right?
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
No, that's wrong!
No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall, because Peko wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
I feel totally fine.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
I apologize for causing a scene.
Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
What the fuck did you say, bitch?
Cease this bickering!
Let's just dismiss Peko's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout. Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank.
God!
You don't tell us. Trashy skank?
As long as the murder happened during the blackout, then the blackout itself is what's actually important. So we need to make it clear how that blackout occurred.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
Maybe they used a remote control?
They probably messed with the breaker.
It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Or maybe they caused a power surge? I bet it's really Monokuma's fault.
By the way, I'm not a trashy skank.
I don't know. I don't remember everybody's names yet. I have the killer check to show me. Pretty sure I already have that. I don't know. Ugh. I'm gonna get a cushion real quick, and then I will, I guess, be back with you guys whenever I figure this out.
They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Or maybe they caused a power surge?
Yep. Wait, what? Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, I got it.
It's just as Mahiru said. The blackout was caused by a power surge. Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally. Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout. When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
That is correct.
Yeah. It seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
Stupid fool! Hold on a second, let me speak too!
What the heck?
You say the irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout? That's inexcusable!
Why?
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout,
oh god,
then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Damn it!
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Okay, would you chill out? That was right.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room?
That's
that
right!
Means everyone who was in the...
What do you mean? That is correct. They didn't have to go all the way to the storage room because of the freaking AC timer.
If the irons in the storage room caused, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room, and that means everyone who was in when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
No, just because people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
I don't know what I did, but it
People in
advanced.
the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. If the irons, then the killer had to go to the storage room before that.
Damn it!
What do you
The
want
irons
from
in
me?
the storage room caused the black, then for the killer to turn the irons on. You're saying they went all the way to this, and that means everyone who, when the blackout occurred, can't be a suspect.
Okay, so that's what I gotta do.
Just because people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
But the people in the dining hall, if the irons caused the blackout, then the killer had to go to the storage room before that and turn on the irons. Now do you intend to take back what you said?
The irons were responsible for the blackout, but that shouldn't be the only
But
reason.
the people in the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. If the irons caused the blackout, then the killer had to go to the storage room and turn on the irons. Now do you intend to take back what you said?
I don't freaking get it. I don't understand what it wants from me. freaking get it.
This is my...
Of course I want to re-freaking try.
We will never give up.
If the irons caused the blackout,
Okay, there we go.
Through those words.
I don't know why it didn't work last time.
The irons are just one reason the blackout occurred, but they weren't the direct trigger. The direct trigger was when the air conditioners in the dining hall and office clicked on.
air conditioners!
The timers for both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. Mr. Ham-Hands died around that time too!
I see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout. I see. I understand. Indubitably.
Indubitably?
They probably checked the old building's energy usage in advance and used the irons to nearly max it out. So once they set the air conditioner's timers, they just had to wait until they started up on their own.
If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout, indubitably.
Indubitably? Miss Sonia, not you too.
Regarding the energy usage, they probably asked Monokuma about it.
Dun dun dun!
Is she right? Such a hateful bear! You deserve to die 1,000 deaths!
1,000, you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know?
I think that's kind of the point.
Shut up! You guys just stay quiet! I couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. Even so, I feel regret. If I was in the office, I could have reset the breaker in time. And maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred.
No, the breaker in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach. Resetting the breaker in that darkness would have been impossible, no matter what.
Sounds like you don't need to blame yourself.
Even so, the killer is so sly. I'm starting to worry we may never actually find them.
It's alright. You don't have to worry, because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys. There's no way everybody will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all. In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe.
Nagito? What happened to you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you have been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident. For now, we found out how the blackout occurred. But the question is, who caused it, right? Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air
I'm
conditioners.
starting to think that he might have split personality disorder.
Setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the old building.
Because that happened in the first game too.
What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that.
What are you implying?
He's just saying, after all this time, we still haven't made any progress.
Huh? Even though we have been arguing for so long?
Fortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killing. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be a killer.
You're changing your story again?
Anyway, I have an idea about what we all should do at this point.
I mean, he was the guy who was cleaning, so he had every opportunity to hide the knife under the table and figure out what the power usage for the building was and maxed it out, and set the air conditioners. He was the only person who was allowed in there before Byakuya started patting everybody down, so it's only logical that he would be the one to be able to hide the knife.
Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others?
That right there is just an enormous red flag.
Mean? Are you saying we should all just give up and die?
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
You guys only think there's something wrong with me Because there's something wrong with you.
No.
Respecting
No.
each other like this. There's no way that's healthy behavior. Let's stop this already. We don't have to find out who the killer is. I can't stand this anymore. I don't want to do this to my friends.
He definitely has split personality disorder.
Me too! Please, take me home already! I want to go home and eat candy!
That's the side of her that I haven't seen.
Stop it. If everyone acts like this, I'm gonna...
Everyone calm down. We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another. Then why did Byakuya die? Who cares? Let's just give up already. There are no clues that lead to the killer anyway. Not a single one.
That's wrong, I think.
Did you say something?
Because we've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is.
You know who the killer is?
The killer? I don't know. But we do have a clue about a suspicious person. I think.
I see. Then care to tell me, what's this clue you're talking about?
First of all, let's try thinking about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during...
Didn't we already cover that? They used glowing paint as a mark.
But how did they get it in there whenever Byakuya was patting
No,
everybody
not
down?
that. I mean before that.
She asking how the killer got close to the table? Even if they had to obtain the knife by relying on the glowing paint in order to do that, they needed to get close to the table while it was still dark.
Let's try examining the situation. My hero's diagram might be useful here.
The diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right?
The power cord.
Here it is.
Yeah. I think that I've already figured it out. Because Nagato is the closest to the cord. He used the cord to get to the table where he hid the knife. Yeah. This diagram is the clue. Who the killer is and how they were able to move to the table in the dark. That's clearly shown in this diagram. First we need to discuss how the killer was able to move to the table in the dark. The killer probably used something to help them move in the dark.
Here!
The killer must have used
a
a desk
lamp to move to that table in the dark. Desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something.
There was a blackout. There's no way the killer could have used the desk lamp.
Of course, there's no way they used the desk lamp's light. The killer actually used the power cord.
I can prove it with this. They didn't turn the desk lamp on. They used its power cord.
Power cord?
They could have felt their way to that table using the power cord, right? By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table, then use the glowing paint to find the knife.
And there's only one person here who could have done that.
Nagato.
Ooh. You're the only one! Nagato, it was you, wasn't it?
Me?
Judging from everyone's positions before the blackout, the only person near the power cord was you.
Which means the only one who could have felt their way to the table using the power cord was Nagito!
That's just a coincidence.
Is it?
But still, you had a chance, right? A chance to hide the knife under the table?
Because you were the one who cleaned. When he was...
I see!
Nagito, weren't you cleaning the dining hall all morning? If so, you would have had a chance to hide the knife.
That's...
If you factor in the power cord and the time you spent cleaning it, you're the only one who could have done it.
Now, he didn't take a knife from the kitchen, because if we remember at the kitchen supply list, all of the knives were there. The only thing that was missing was a skewer. But he did say that he went to the store to get a rug to cover up the holes in the floorboard, so he could have gotten a knife then, brought it back with the rug.
Seriously? That's all?
If it was just one coincidence, it'd be fine. But when it's one right after another, I wonder, is something like that even possible?
Could it be? Did you give yourself cleaning duty on purpose so you could hide the knife under the table?
Now that you mention it, Nagito did prepare the drawing to pick who cleaned the dining hall.
You rigged the drawing, didn't you? That's how you got picked to clean the dining hall, isn't it?
I don't know if you're the killer or not, but regardless, it proves that you're suspicious, right?
The fact that he's being really suspicious with his behavior in this trial, I'm like 90% sure that it's him.
If that's the case, that strange speech you made earlier, that was part of your plan too.
You got us to lower our guard and tried to hide the fact that you did it, didn't you, you motherfucker?
Well, just admit it already!
Nagito, tell me you object to this. Frankly, I don't want to believe it either. We investigated together. You were so kind. I can't believe you're the one who killed Byakuya. Nagito, say something!
Jesus. Yep, it was him.
The Ultimates are working together to combat the despair of their friend's death. How wonderful. How beautiful it is.
Huh?
Those eyes. At that moment, Nagito's eyes, the darkness in his eyes shone brightly as if layers upon layers of darkness were folding into each other. As if hope and despair had crudely mixed together.
Let's cut to the chase. You're correct. It was my doing all along. I'm the one who hid the knife under the table before the party started. I'm the one who used the power cord to find my way to the table in the dark. And of course, I'm the one who caused the blackout. After all, there's no way I'd knowingly whip out a knife in front of everyone, right?
Is it just me, or does he seem a little nuts right now?
But I never expected Byakuya to have night vision goggles. Because of that, we had ourselves a little scuffle under the table. And, well, you all saw how that played out. With a twist ending like this, I think we can all agree this ended up being a very interesting mystery. Byakuya performed admirably.
Just stop it already! Seriously! What the hell happened to you?
Don't tell me. Is this your true nature? Were you lying to us this entire time?
That's what I'm feeling.
Lie? That's outrageous. There's no way someone like me could lie to you guys. I understand better than anyone else that I'm ultimately too arrogant to have dreams or cling to hope. Too disdainful to actually try at anything. I've made peace with the fact that I'm a lowly, stupid, insignificant human who can't do anything right.
Holy crap! He's totally the type of guy who spent his childhood killing neighborhood pets! He seems like the sort of person whose eyes light up while watching Friday the 13th. Just like me.
That's quite the hobby you have there. But, like, now's not really the time to bring it up.
This guy, is he the real Nagito?
Hey, Nagito! If you were behind all of this, then did you also send that threatening letter?
Yep, I sure did. There's nobody else on this island whose handwriting is that painful to look at, right?
But why would you send a threatening letter in the first place?
I think somewhere deep in my heart, I was probably hoping to find someone who would stop my evil deeds. Well, I bet if that really was my reason, at least some of you would feel sorry for me.
Are you making fun of us?
By threatening Byakuya, Nagito was likely able to manipulate his actions.
And how about that old-looking building near the hotel? Well, if it's just cleaning, leave it to me. I'm actually pretty good at it.
In doing so, Nagito was able to manipulate everyone to the scene where the murder would occur. Am I wrong?
That reminds me. Nagito was the one who suggested I guard the office.
Well, not only in the storage room, packed with lots of stuff that's hard to see in there and full of cobwebs. And I was so busy cleaning the dining hall that I didn't even have time to clean. See, I thought that it was weird that he was trying to get me to leave the storage room, which is when I found the irons or the irons which he actually found and unplugged, which I'm assuming he was hoping that he would get to them before I had the chance to, notice that they were on. And where I also found the bloody cloth. I knew that it was really suspicious that that was the only room in the building that he did not want me to be in. And that was where the bloody cloth was, which we haven't even used yet. If you stayed in there for a long time, I think it would be bad for your health. In that case, why don't you guard the case in the office?
Oh, I get it. If Peko was guarding the storage room, Nagito wouldn't have been able to use the irons.
The threatening letter, along with all your suggestions. It was all a trap to manipulate us.
Yep, that's true too. But you're wrong about one thing.
Huh? What?
I didn't need to rig a drawing for cleaning duty, you know?
If that's true, then how did you conveniently get picked for cleaning duty?
I see. Well, there's no way I'd expect you to remember it. A worthless talent for a worthless human. I see!
You're the ultimate lucky student. Then, did you?
That's right. I just trusted my luck. I trusted I'd be picked for cleaning duty.
You just relied on your luck?
It's not just luck. It's true my talent sucks, but I'm still the ultimate lucky student, you know?
I looked with the red mark. For someone called the ultimate lucky student, you don't seem very lucky right now.
At the time, Hajime said I wasn't lucky, but it was actually the opposite. I was lucky. That's why I got picked for cleaning duty, just like I wanted.
Enough. I don't care about that anymore. More importantly, why did you kill Byakuya? Answer me!
He already did. He didn't expect him to have night vision goggles, so they scuffled under the table.
Byakuya was a very capable leader. For someone like him to get killed, the despair.
What, so were you planning to kill Byakuya from the start?
It's only fitting that you symbols of hope should use his death as a stepping stone to shine even brighter. That was my only motivation.
You're not making any sense!
Fine, let's start the damn vote already. I'm ready to fucking kill this cycle.
Please! Monokuma! Please, wait!
Huh? The fuck?
How should I put this? Is
What are you saying? He's already confessed, hasn't he?
I already know that, but there's just something a little strange. If it's only a little, then keep your mouth shut. Your ugly face is stressing me out. It makes me want to puke.
Jesus.
For now, might I suggest we listen to what she has to say?
But we know who the killer is.
Simply listening is acceptable. However, I won't allow this to end with mere play. Now then, let us lift the curtain for our bloody spectacle.
Lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Oh, God. Your truth bullets will disappear if they touch these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. Please time your truth bullets just right so they won't get interrupted by the white noise. By the way, if the difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In that case, it means this explanation doesn't mean anything at all and has no meaning whatsoever. Oh, please don't worry, I'm not going to fall into despair. Even though it's meaningless, allow me to say one more thing. In this debate, you won't be able to shoot down the white noise. That will be explained later. If you press the start button during the argument to reveal controls, well then good luck and have fun. Ibuki's account, Chiaki's account, Ibuki's account. I think it's Ibuki's account.
I think it's strange that...
The killer is so obviously Nagito!
He has already confessed.
You know...
That bastard Nagito is the one who did it! He killed Byakuya with the knife he hid!
Oh, never mind. Thanks for wasting our time, skanky bitch!
Then let's prepare to cast our votes.
What? Strange. Because she must know something that contradicts the crime scene.
I think it's strange that...
It's Nagito!
He has already confessed.
Oh! Yeah, that's right, because it was smaller than the knife could have been.
That bastard Nagito is the one who did it! He killed Byakuya with a...
Yep.
No, that's wrong!
Because she said it was like 5 millimeters in diameter, which is a lot smaller than a knife blade.
That knife might not be the murder weapon. That's what you wanted to say.
Because there was a skewer missing.
What the hell are you talking about? It's obvious the knife was the murder weapon.
But based on the entrances on Byakuya's body, the actual weapon should be roughly 5 millimeters in diameter.
5 millimeters in diameter? That's like way skinnier than a knife.
Hey, that better be true. If you screwed up, I'll sell your fucking ass to a whorehouse.
God!
Whorehouse?
Hey, why are you threatening her?
Is this what you're trying to say, Mikan? As long as we can't prove that the knife is the murder weapon, we can't assume that I'm the killer.
What are you saying? No one else can be the killer. It has to be you.
Hey, don't blame me. Mikan's the one who said it.
Sorry. Hey, Nagito. Are you still hiding something?
Hiding?
Like, during the blackout, did something happen between you and Byakuya that we don't know about?
Who knows?
After all this, what else do you intend to hide?
Jeez, the moment your back's against the wall, you get all silent. You piss me off.
Yeah, because Nagito said ow.
What happened during the blackout? Ugh! If you cross your eyes like this, it gives you double vision.
Don't get distracted! Our lives are at stake, you know?
Huh? Whose life is at stake?
Seriously, how long is it gonna take for you to understand the damn rule?
Nobody can see in the dark, no matter how hard you think about it. The truth is beyond your sight. Don't you think that's a pretty clever metaphor? Despite the fact that it came from me?
No, that's not it.
Not it. What's...
Kitchen equipment list. That's it.
Crap!
What? That? I'll be right back whenever I figure out what's going on here.
I can prove it with
Okay,
this.
that's what I thought it was. I just didn't want to do it too early.
Even if we couldn't see what happened in the dark, I'm pretty sure someone could have heard it. Isn't that right, Ibuki?
Oh, reals?
Don't act so
You were the one who
surprised.
told me, remember? Where everyone was shouting during the blackout?
Everyone, calm down. We gotta stay calm in a situation like this. Ah! Don't step on my feet.
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
Perhaps the breaker overloaded?
Hold on a sec. I'll go along the wall and do something about it.
Such perceptive hearing. Impressive. I'd expect no less from the ultimate musician.
It's a good thing your ears are awesome because your face, style, figure, and personality totally suck.
God!
You've cut me deep with your knife of truth.
However, after hearing what Byakuya and Nagito said...
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
It almost sounds like... Byakuya fought back against Nagito or something.
Well, that's actually what happened. As a sign of respect for Ibuki's talent, I have a small confession to make. I was actually shoved out from under the table by Byakuya. He shoved you out? Just as the blackout occurred, I hurried to duck under the table and grab the knife. But Byakuya, wearing his night vision goggles, caught me and shoved me right out from under the table. That's right. I'm so incompetent that I couldn't even grab the knife.
Oh, well, it sounds plausible. I mean, just from listening to what they both said at the time.
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
I couldn't interpret it like that. No, actually, now that I think about it, that sounds like exactly what happened.
After getting shoved out from under the table, I was just as confused as you guys. I lost sight of the glowing paint. I didn't even know where the power cord was. Before I realized it, the lights had come back on, and Byakuya's body was lying under the table.
Hold on. Are you saying you're not the killer?
From the very beginning, the idea to throw a party, hiding the knife, setting up the blackout, it was all going according to plan. But unfortunately, my plan failed. And all thanks to Byakuya's night vision goggles. What happened after that? Even I don't know.
You failed? Then you're not the one who killed Byakuya?
Then we're right back to square one.
How can that be? We spent all this time talking back and forth.
Meaningless. What are the words?
Another word is brimming with so much despair. But you can't give up. You need to have hope. Do your best and move forward. Rising to the challenge again and again is why you guys are the symbols of hope.
Is this guy really the Nagito I knew before? No, there's no way I could say that. I just thought I knew him, but this whole time I didn't know anything about this guy. I didn't know his true character. It's as simple as that. But now it's not the time for me to dwell on that. We need to find Byakuya's killer by any means possible. If we don't, we will die here. Suspended.
Well now.
The class trial has reached its climax, but okay, here's a question for you. What's this? To those of you who's figured out who it is, how about you try out the Guess the Killer challenge? Whoever fails to guess the right killer will have their saved data melt away like butter. But if you guess right, I'll award you with $10 billion. $10 billion? Of course, for those of you who don't know who the killer is, you can just continue on.
Now then, what are you gonna...
Just kidding, you can't make a choice. There's no way you'd be able to guess what the killer is. And of course, there's no $10 billion either.
So evil.
Okay, well, since there was a nice intermission for the trial, I'm gonna leave this episode here. That way I'm not disrupting anything. So, that was the first half of the trial. It went awfully, because apparently I didn't remember this stuff as well as I thought I did. And that knife crap was not in the first game. I don't remember it at all. I mean, it may have been, but I don't remember it at all. I mean, I remember the white noise, I remember the truth bullets, I remember, you know, having to do the habitual stuff, but it wasn't the same as that. So there's a lot of stuff that have changed with the class trial, and I'll just have to get, you know, readjusted to those. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that it was Nagato. I guess it's not. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this, punch that like button, and while you're at it, go ahead and punch the subscribe button. I'll see you guys later. It looks like it's supposed to be Solution to the Puzzle, but it's been vandalized with calligraphy. Looks like the order of symbols is black, red, black.
Shutterstock Music.